Hi, Quinn. Thank you so much for joining
Hello.
us. We'll begin with
Yeah.
Cody Bork of Mile High Sports. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, hey Quinn. After a rough game like yesterday, a lot of people are talking about some of the different pressure looks the Chargers threw at you guys offensively. Are you guys still at the point where you're trying to get into the rhythm where you want to be, or is it they're just how they played you? Was that a little bit of a problem with some of the execution yesterday with the third down numbers?
Um, yeah, I mean, when you're behind the sticks, on a lot of our drives there, they were bringing some, you know, really tough pressures for us as an offense to handle on those first downs. So when you get behind the sticks, it's hard to complete, those third downs as well. Um, I think you kind of said it, execution in the run game was not to this team standard and this offensive standard. Um, and today was a big thumbs pointing in kind of a day, and understanding that everybody in every single room needs to get better, and we're going to do that together. As players and as coaches, we're all going to get better. Um, it's unfortunate to lose another close game like that. It hurts, it stings, whatever. Um, but these are games. You win them, you win games, and you learn from your losses. So this is a big learning game for us as an offense, and moving forward, we'll be better because of it.
Mike Klis, 9 News. We'll skip over Mike and go to Eric DeLala at denverbroncos.com.
Quinn, you mentioned it there about the thumbs pointing inward, but as a leader of this team, kind of what's your role in helping guys take that step from being in position to win games to closing them out and getting a win?
I think understanding, especially late in that, I think it was right around that beginning of the fourth quarter. We were up 4 points. We were on the 5 yard line, um, and having penalties, no matter what they are, in the red zone makes calling the next play extremely difficult. So every yard you get further, when you're in the red zone, the less and less plays are able to be called. So um, those are some mistakes and technique things that we'll get cleaned up moving forward, because looking at that tape, we understand that was an opportunity for us as an offense to go up 2 scores, and put it obviously more in our favor and a chance to win that game. And so I think that was kind of a crucial part in the game for us as an offense, was not being able to score at the beginning of the fourth quarter to go up 2 scores.
All right, we'll try Mike Klis again. Mike.
Yeah, Quinn. Just I was wondering if you can expound upon why there has been so much inconsistency with the offense. I mean, you had, I think, 17 points in 3 minutes of time clock yesterday. Not much other than that. You looked really good for a little more than the half against the Colts. Um, but it's been inconsistent really since the preseason was kind of like that too. Anything you can put your finger on?
I would just say it's um, overall the offense needs to, we all need to execute together all the time, and understanding that there's maybe a missed block here or there, a pressure given up, a hit given up. Um, there's some penalties that we had, or some people, there's a lot of things that go into a play being ran correctly and well for an offense. And obviously we have some leadership, and we also have some young players. And as we continue to develop our offense, we really need to work together better and execute better. Um, and I think from these last 2 games, we're really going to learn a lot from that, and continue to get better. It's not just one person. It's not just one play. It's us as a collective. We need to play better football.
And we have time for just one more, so we'll go Kyle Fredrickson of the Gazette. Go ahead, Kyle.
Hey, Quinn, just curious what your impressions have been of J.K. Dobbins now after a few games and just what in general can be done to help get some more out of that run game moving forward.
Yeah, JK is a great person. Another great leader on this offense. He brings the juice to the run game, and as we continue to marry the phases of our game of run, play action, and drop back. JK has been an incredible source of juice on our offense. You can see how explosive he is. When we are all executing at a high level together. What was the part two of your question? I apologize.
Just how the run game can continue to improve as the season goes along.
Yeah, I think the run game needs to get better, has to get better, and it definitely starts with us as an offensive line. I think there's plenty of room to improve our execution in the run game, and being able to handle those pressures, handling the defensive line movement, um, and seeing a little bit more of those looks pre-snap. Obviously, it's a little bit harder on the road. I have to look back at the quarterback, or the center's got to look between his legs. So, those are things that we're looking at in our room and understanding how we can get better at putting ourselves in better positions to be able to execute versus being in a bad look, being in a bad situation, and trying our best to execute. So moving forward, it's just about getting that 1% better. Obviously, we get a bonus day here, getting ready for Monday night at home, and I know that our offense will be extremely detail oriented going into this game.
All right, Quinn, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a good one.